What's up, everyone? I'm talking about how to be authentic today, and this is a tricky one because it's hard to give people guidelines on how to be authentic when really you just got to be yourself. But there are things that you can do to notice when you're not being authentic and to understand how to express some authenticity more often. So the first thing that you can do is notice situations where you feel out of alignment with what's going on inside. What you're putting out to other people does not line up with your true beliefs within. And obviously I'm admitting to doing this a lot. When I'm around friends, certain people, you kind of have to put on a show in some ways and act like maybe the old version of you that they know, or just kind of go along with certain beliefs just to keep the peace. A lot of us do that, and me admitting that to my YouTube channel, that I'm not always 100% being deep with everyone and expressing my views on everything. That's trying to be authentic on here, because people don't want to see somebody fake it and tell them what they want to hear. They want what they need to hear. They want to actually know your real experience and how you feel about things, because your perspective is unique. And unfortunately, in society, we grow up with all these beliefs around us and kind of societal norms that mold us into a certain version of ourselves. And if we're unaware of this even happening, which most people are unaware of it, it's very hard to then shift your perspective to be open to new ideas and let go of this ego and this identification with whoever you were that you're too scared to break out of. And the biggest reason that many people can't be authentic and can't be real with other people is because they're too scared of looking bad. That's probably the biggest reason. It's like, if you say something wrong, you feel like that person might not treat you the same anymore, or they might not subscribe to your channel because they don't agree with that one thing you said. Really holds people back from actually expressing their true views on things and trying to fit into a certain mold of whatever category you're making videos for, trying to put on a front like you kind of use examples to kind of go by. And that's good. That's good to take inspiration from other people, but eventually you're going to get to the point where you start to step into your true authenticity, where you're truly giving people messages that come from your heart, that you're actually living, that you've experienced, and that will actually attract people to you, because they might not realize it, but they can sense the underlying vibration of what you're saying and feel that you're being genuine. So there's so many obstacles to actually being authentic, and to really put it into one phrase from a song, it's to be yourself is all that you can do. And that's really all you can do. Just be yourself, and you might not even know what yourself is, but that doesn't even matter, because the second that you get an ego hit so hard where you're completely shattered, you've experienced all of the pain and suffering of being inauthentic and constantly pretending to be someone that you're not, that will normally push people over the edge into being authentic, which is exactly what happened to me. I was living my life in such a way that I felt completely fake, like I had a mask on, and still do a lot when I'm around certain people. This is something I have to work on, but I feel like I'm most authentic on my YouTube channel because I'm more comfortable speaking to a bunch of random people than in a private group of people I've known my whole life about certain ideas, because I'm worried about looking bad. I'm worried about how they'd feel about me. So this is something we've all got to work on, something we've all got to push through, and understand that you don't have to define yourself by a certain set of rules. You don't have to make your spirituality, your spiritual awakening journey into some sort of like mission where it's serious and you have to follow these exact guidelines or you're not spiritual anymore. Because a lot of people tend to get down on themselves if they have like a short relapse of low vibrational habits or whatever. But understand that that's all part of learning and growing, and it doesn't really matter if you're doing something in the past or recently even that you don't feel is a good thing, because if you share that with other people and how you've learned from that, they'll actually appreciate it more. People want to hear genuine, real things. So as scary as it seems, some of the best moments of your life can come when you really share your emotions with someone and really show your true feelings, show your true self. It's very uncomfortable at first, especially when you've never really let out all of these thoughts that you've kept inside. The truth is, you're a unique soul. You're a unique expression of consciousness having this human experience, and your light is being dimmed. You've had your light dimmed by fear of rejection, experiences of rejection, so many dividing belief systems, so much duality surrounding you where you have to pick a side, and you felt like you had to pick a certain side to fit in your whole life. You had to follow a certain path your whole life because it was safe. It was the route that everyone else took, so you must have to go that route. It's not until you're so tired of pretending and you're so tired of going down a path that you don't even want to go down, that's when you start carving your own path. And it's a lot more difficult to carve your own path, but it's a lot more fulfilling and definitely allows you to be yourself regardless of what comes along with that, because there are some negative aspects of being your true authentic self. You can get a lot of backlash for it, but at least you know that you're being who you truly are, and you can probably feel better inside about that than when you looked better and but you weren't really speaking your mind. You were just kind of trying to fit in, and sure, maybe nobody ever had thoughts about you being weird or not following the path that you should. But at least you're feeling like you're being yourself. You're enjoying life for what it is. You're being unique. You need to be unique if you want to actually stand out, make an impact. There's nothing wrong with being a little different. And sadly, being different has been looked down upon by a lot of people. We all hate being in a situation where we feel like we can't really speak our mind and everyone else is speaking their mind, but maybe you disagree and you're too scared to really say anything because it's not a big enough deal to make an issue out of it. But it still kind of hurts you inside knowing that everyone would be that annoyed by your belief. And in these moments, we can actually realize and become more of our authentic self in these moments, because when you see yourself acting in a certain way that's not really aligned with your true feelings inside, you're able to see how your ego is there, and you're scared of your ego getting hurt, of your identity being damaged in some way, or, you know, feeling left out, or all of those emotions that usually keep us from being authentic. Because especially with the internet today, it's so hard for people to really say how they feel, because they feel like they're going to get canceled, they're going to get completely obliterated online and made fun of, and it's kind of unfortunate, but that is the world we live in. And understand that most of those people, you know, they're probably doing that for a reason, and normally when you respond with love, it's a lot better than getting all worked up over it. It doesn't really matter, but that's something you learn along this journey. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. But sadly, we have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. And that's an Albert Einstein quote that I posted on my Instagram recently. But it's very true, because when you're not honoring your intuition, honoring your unique gifts, you're not really fully experiencing life. And so many of us have lost sight of what used to excite us. We've lost sight of our gift. And then when you finally step into being the version of yourself that you want to be, and being truly authentic and not caring what anybody else thinks, it's so fulfilling and so eye-opening to the fact that your ego has been ruling your life. Your sense of self and worrying about what other people think about you has been holding you back for way too long. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Probably talk about being authentic more and more ways that you can, but this is just coming from the heart, just everything that I can think of right now. Truly can't describe how grateful I am for this channel, and you know, that's been the biggest thing for me, is being able to be authentic with you guys, share how I feel no matter what the rest of the world might think, and at least knowing that somebody out there is feeling the same way and somebody is benefiting from it, because I needed someone to relate to when I was awakening, and still do probably. So thank you guys. Peace out.